नमस्सर्वेभ्यः शुभमध्याह्नः कक्षायां स्वागतम् इदानीं सप्तमपाठे द्वितीयभागे प्रवेशः तत्र अस्माभिः गतपाठे अपि अलङ्काराणां विषये ज्ञानं किञ्चित् प्राप्तं तत्र प्राधान्यतया उपमानालङ्कारस्य ज्ञानं प्राप्तम् इदानीम् इतोपि केचन सन्ति ज्ञातुं तत्र पश्यामः रूपकालङ्कारः इति भगिन्या एकया प्रश्नमपि पृष्टं कथं वा भिद्यते इति इदानीं सम्यक् जानीमः रूपकालङ्कारः इति मेटाफर् इति यद् आङ्ग्ले अस्ति तस्य सिमिली वास् उपमा मेटाफर् इस् रूपक उपमानोपमेयोः साम्ये रूपकालङ्कारः इति लक्षणकथनं वक्तुं शक्नुमः उपमानोपमेयोः साम्ये रूपकालङ्कारः when they are the same, that is called रूपकालङ्कारः. When upamana and upameya are the same, basically same is in the sense of upamana is the one that is deployed in the sense of upameya. When there is a non-difference between upamana and upameya, it is called rupaka. It does not, like simile, state that one thing is like another, but takes that for granted and proceeds to say that the two things are not different at all. Not to say, proceed to assume, actually you can say, because it is not trying to talk about the alankara. The alankara is there to talk about other things in the kavya, so that the two things are not different at all. Mukha chandraha, so moon face type of thing. Okay. Ayam raja parameshwaraha, this fellow, this king is a king. Here actually if you see, Raja is also mentioned so it's little bit confusing, but anyway, let's take it and move forward. Just if you take the word, maybe Mukachandraha Parameshwaraha Aham Devasya Padambujam Namami. Then Ramasya Mukachandram Drishtva Prajaha Santushtaha. Actually Padambujam should have been highlighted and looks like I have slipped. So phrases like Mukachandraha, Parameshwaraha, Padambujam, Mukachandram, it's again literally repeat there. So these kind of, in all these examples, identity between upamana and upameya, that is the face and the moon, the king and the lord, the feet and the lotus flower is mentioned. So it is called rupaka. They are literally merged in. In some places the upameya also will be absent. The upamana itself is only indicating the upameya also. Here both are kind of present. Mukha is present along with Chandra. Okay, Parameshwara doesn't have that, but here in the sense of Ishwaratva of a kingdom, maybe he is present as Ishwara, you can say. Okay, but there is a allegory to the king, of the king to the Deva, Parameshwara. Okay, and Padmambujam Namami. So Padambujam, Kshametam, Padambujam, Ambuja is lotus and Pada is feet, so both are combined into a kind of metaphor word, Padambuja. Okay, in all these examples, identity between upamana and upameya, that is the face and the moon, the king and the lord, the feet and the lotus flower is mentioned. Therefore, it is called rupakalankara. Here are some more examples of metaphor. Tasyaha karakisalayaha komalaha. Okay, so kind of karaha eva kisalayaha. The shoot in the form of her hand is tender. So kisalaya is basically the tender shoot of a sasya. When the bija is born, no? You get that very young shoot, delicate shoot. So that is called kisalaya. So karakisalaya is trying to say in the sense of her delicate shoot of a hand. I mean, like as if it is just now budding hands, yeah, like that. Okay, is soft like that. Okay, so here little bit, again the upamana upameya merger is so total that it is being called rupaka. Okay, kara is the upamana, sorry, upameya, and kisalaya is the upamana, the glorification of the kara. Okay, aham vachana kusumaihi archayami. So kusuma is the flower that is normally used for archana, but here the kusuma is being told the flowery is the language part, vachana kusumaihi. That means with flowery words, with stuti. Okay, with stuti I will do the archana of somebody, some deva. So vachanani eva kusumani. So here Raja eva Parameshwaraha. How to take explain Parameshwara, I am at a loss, because this is actually Ishvara's Karmadare. If you take Ishvara as the target, so it's not necessarily a combination of Upamana Upameya. There's a little violation there, but Mukhachandra is very obvious combination. So far we have seen those combinations. Vachana Kusumaihi.
Sir, all of these are like Avadharana, Karmadharaya only.
Yeah, they are some kind of. But if you see the target word, they are all the Upamanas: Kisalaya, Chandra, Kusuma, etc. Okay.
So can we say that all?
Let us see fully all the examples. Huh?
Okay.
Maybe then we will be able to come to slightly more broader conclusion than narrowing us down. So far, yes, except for Parameshwara, which puts me off. Okay, I am not able to put that in the class of Mukhachandra, Padambuja, Karakisalaya, Vachana Kusuma, Vadana Saroja. That one actually looks to me like actually Upamana only, because Raja is also present. Ayam Raja Parameshwaraha iva dharmikaha kimapi. So that you can say luptopama there more than rupaka. It's okay, we can take it to experts and ask why that example has been thrown in here. It does confuse us. I'll have to ask the Samskrita Bharati only. There are too many things that I am pending to ask them, so I don't know. Anyway, that vadana sarojam pashya, vadanam eva sarojam, vadana sarojam. So again, this is nothing different from karakisa, this thing, vachana kusuma type. Basically flower with a word. Here there is a flower which is kamala with the face, kamala face. Okay, so basically lotus face. See that lotus face like that. Okay.
Mahodaya, Kesalaya also means very young Mahodaya. Here you have put the hand of a baby.
Yeah, I mean the tender shoots, like the tender hands of a baby. Yeah, correct. Tender shoot is the original word of Kisalaya. Original literal meaning. What they have put is correct, the shoot. It sounds odd, phrased in English the way it is. Maybe at least they should have put tender right there. The tender shoots in the form of her hands. No need for is tender there. Anyway, Iyam Lakshmihi asti. See, here for the first time the Rupaka Alankara has done away with the Upameya part in a Samasta. It has just directly taken the Upamana as the Upameya. Okay, so you see the Lakshana. Iyameva Lakshmihi. This lady is only Lakshmi, like that. It's not like something part of her is that. Vadanam, Vachanam, Kara. No. Iyameva Lakshmihi. Sampurna Samyam. Okay, so atra tu Guna Samyata. Etat Paryantam. Mukhachandra, Padambuja, Karakisalaya, Anga Samyam. Parantu atra Sampurna Samyam. Lakshmihi. Okay. Here potentially instead of Parama Shabda, you eliminate Parama Shabda and put Rajan plus Ishvaraha and Rajeshwaraha, something like that. Nalopa happens. So Rajeshwaraha, that could have been a Rupaka. Okay, or just Ishvaraha, like Lakshmi. could be a Rupaka. So we have seen two qualities of Rupaka, two types of Rupaka, not quality, two types. One is where just the Upamana is present and completely embodies the Upameya, and another where Upameya is merged into the Upamana as a Karmadharaya, as if the Upamana Vachaka wears the entity which is the Upameya. Parameshwara, I leave, I shouldn't point. Mukhachandra, for example. Okay, so that's the thing here. Okay. Manobhittau tat chitram adhyapi asti. Okay, so bhittihi means wall. Okay, bhittihi means wall. Chadaha means roof, bhittihi means wall. So bhittau, manobhittau, okay, in the wall of the mind, like that. Okay, that picture today also, even now it exists. That means I am able to revisualize that picture in my mind, in the frame of my mind. That's what this necessarily means. So this manobhittihi shabda, okay, manaha eva bhittihi. Okay, now don't again ask the technicalities of how mano comes. I mean, some utva sense is brought in for the manas pratipadika. Manaha is the pratama ekavachana form, but the pratipadika is manas. So there is some prakriya that has taken it to manobhitti form. Okay, so manobhittihi tasmin manobhittau, saptami ekavachana of that. Okay, tat chitram adhyapi asti. So this manobhittau or manobhittihi in pratama, it's a rupakalankara. Okay, punya sutram avalambya jiva. Jiva is a lot, tvam jiva. Okay, so punya sutram avalambya. So here basically punya we know is a positive merits from doing good deed, good work, good help, etc. like that. The credits earned from good deed, roughly. Sutram is some kind of a thread, right? So also sutra granthas are all like basically they give some principles. So you can say sutra here is in the sense of principle. So punya sutra, so they have explained this as live with the support of the string of punya, basically the principles of dharma. Okay, so the string of punya basically is the principles of dharma. So is a little bit dhvani. Dhvani is principles of dharma. So punya sutram avalambya jiva. So what necessarily the thing is, the punya itself is being described as the support or the adhara. Okay. Then saha sevavratam acharati. Okay, so seva eva vratam. So everywhere this eva type of thing is coming, except for Lakshmi there is no reference, so we just go with sarvanama em. So we have seen again most of the examples are of the A plus B types. A plus B, A being upameya and B being upamana and karmadharayas. And one of them is literally that, not even a karmadharaya. The dharaya only remains. the upameya goes to yam sense, ayam, yam, idam sense, depending on the linga. Okay, saha sevavratam acharati. Seva eva vratam, sevavratam. Okay, so like Bhagini said, largely we have seen karmadharayas here. Okay. Atishayokti. So this much is there. Maybe more examples will come out. Okay. For me, the most actually Kavis more use this type. Though they have given only one examples, they use this type, Lakshmi type. Okay. Then they have put something called Atishayokti, but you can say there is a Rupa Kalankara also in this. For example, Lakshmi Asti. It's also Atishayokti. She herself is Lakshmi, like that. So how do we distinguish this with Simha Agachan Asti? Simha himself is coming. So basically here there is a sense of little sense of assignment still. Iyam Lakshmi Asti, like that. Still there is a little bit left to say this lady is Lakshmi, like that. Here there is nothing like that. Okay, Simha Agachan Asti. There is no assignment, there is acceptance that lion is coming. Okay, so maybe that is the subtle difference how we can say, okay, that is a Rupaka class and this can be an Atishayokti. Okay, so the difference here, you see the Vakya Vachana. Atishayoktihi or hyperbole upameyasya upamanenaiva sthapanam. So upameya is established with upamana. Here upamanopameyoho samyam. So where is the samya for this statement? Iyam Lakshmihi asti. It is outside of the Vachaka. It is outside of Lakshmihi. Iyam is providing that. Okay. In other places they are actually co-located, so they are present. Samya. They are present together as a Karmadharaya parallels. Okay. So this is one place where Atishayokti dissolves the need for Upameya completely, and Upamana only is used in the place of Upameya. So there is a further, so Rupaka's higher status is Atishayokti, and Iyam Lakshmihi Asti is a borderline which just sticks to Rupakalankara because of this Iyam Pada being around. Okay. Instead, if you remove Iyam and say Pashyatu Lakshmihi Asti, like that, then you can only put it as Atishayokti. Okay. Though there is a very, very technical thin line of not putting Iyam Lakshmihi Asti, but Iyam brings a Vidheyaka Bhava. Absent the Vidheyaka Bhava, you have to conclude it is a hyperbole. That is, somebody is being called out in a superlative manner, much above the weight that they punch. Okay, that's okay. Here the Upameya is swallowed by the Upamana. That is, without explicitly stating the Upameya, only the Upamana is mentioned. So, Pashya Nilotpaladvayam. Look, two beautiful blue lotuses. So what they actually, the Kavi is pointing a reference is to two beautiful blue eyes. Okay, or maybe dark eyes. Neela in old Samskritam necessarily doesn't mean blue. Today we take it that way, but it can mean dark also. So yeah, so if very broad eyes with good dark iris with a white outer eye without any redness, you can call it also Nilotpaladvayam. Pointing to the beautiful eyes of a maiden, it is stated, look at the pair of blue lotuses, dark lotuses, like that. Okay. So, or Simha Agachan Asti. Okay. Hey, the lion is coming. Like that. We so much use it in our local thing. It's very common to use this hyperbole in real life, both in the positive and a negative sense, by the way. In local language, we use it mostly in negative sense. Seeing a brave man coming, one says a lion is coming. For example, we use dog for that negative sense. Banda nai, like that we say. Okay. In the above instances, the objects compared, Upameya, namely eyes and the brave man, are not mentioned at all, and only the objects compared, Upamana, that is namely blue lotuses and lion, are mentioned. Hence it is Atishayokti. So in order to conclude Atishayokti, Rupakalankara, etc., we just need the entire verse, or largely the entire sentence around which the verse is coined. Okay. So we cannot conclude alone. So just don't take the highlighted portion as the conclusive. That is indeed the Rupakalankara word, but the entire sentence is involved. Tasyaha karakisalayaha komalaha. So there is an attempt to go beyond just the information contained in karakisalaya. So okay. So tasyaha is there for a reference, like that.
Sir, one question.
Yes, please.
So how would we assess the word Dhana Lakshmi? If we said Dhana Lakshmi,
the Dhanam eva Lakshmi, Dhana Lakshmi. Okay. So that is a very good case for Rupaka. Yeah.
Griha Lakshmi can be Adishayokti, Mahodaya.
Depends on the sentence, no, Bhagini. See, both of you are being exactly violating what I am asking you guys to do. Both of you are just bringing a word up and saying this is that, that is this. No. Has Samskrita Bharati taught us with words? They taught us with sentences. Except they made the mistake with the first example, that's all. But luckily,
Gृहलक्ष्मी
they
आगतवती.
corrected by putting Mukha Chandram in a sentence later. So I will. Something has happened with I am Raja Parameshwara. I am not accepting that. You guys can also see that maybe because Raja is there, maybe yeah, with Raja you can take it. Yeah. But there is no self-embedding there. So here Parameshwaraha is sitting like Lakshmi, he is sitting over there. Maybe you can categorize Parameshwaraha as a Lakshmi type of statement. I am is there, Raja is there as the Upameya. So Parameshwara is the Upamana assigned to them. Same assigned to that entity. So
Then Raja is being equated to Parameshwara.
Parameshwara, correct. Raja is the Upameya and Parameshwara is the Upamana. So there is a Rupaka there. Yes. Now after seeing Iyam Lakshmi hi asti, we can go back there and conclude so. Okay?
So, but then, sir, if we say Parameshwar agachati, then we are leaving the Raja out. Then does it become Atishayokti?
Correct. That is Atishayokti.
Then why Iyam Lakshmi is not Atishayokti?
Because Iyam is there. Iyam is not a Lakshmi, some lady. If you are pointing to a idol in a temple and say Iyam Lakshmi asti to some fellow who doesn't even know he is looking at Lakshmi idol, then that is not hyperbole. That is a literal. Okay. But if I am pointing to some nice looking woman who is kind to people and say Iyam Lakshmi asti, that is a Rupa Kalankara. Or in another context say Lakshmi Agata, then it is a hyperbole to her.
Got it.
That's all.
Okay.
Mahodaya, isn't it Paramam Iva Ishvaraha?
No, Karmadaraya. Paramaha Ishvaraha. Iva Kimartam. He is the ultimate. So, Paramaha. Paramaha. Okay, you can bring Eva, but I am not seeing much. Paramaha Ishvarascha Parameshwaraha. It's a Visheshana to him. Because Ishvara Shabda is also used in Samskrita Vagmaya simply to mean king. Okay? It's a very broad term, Ishvara. Okay. So I think your questions I have answered. If you just ask with a word, it's difficult to conclude. You come with a sentence, we can argue around it. Okay?
Understood, sir.
You can put that same Lakshmi in a complete Upama Alankara also, depending on Yesha Lakshmi hi iva dhanika. Something like that. Dhanika is bad thing to say to Lakshmi. Lakshmi hi iva Sumana. One with the great mind, like that. Here are some examples of Atishayokti. So we have more examples. Some more examples I should say. Tatra gajaha yati. Over there the elephant goes. Now if Rajiv Varya is pointing to an actual elephant in a safari and saying that, it is not Atishayokti. It is a simple statement. But when we look at some person who either he is grand or he is too fat, one in a positive way, another in a negative way, tatra gajaha yati can be used. Okay, referring to an obese person is a negative way. Referring to obese person, there an elephant is going. But it could be because somebody actually has the strength of an elephant and he's having a masterful gait and the what you call gambirya that only a gaja carries. You know, it's the most noise-free animal when walking for an animal of its size. Okay, so that's what. In fact, the word Gajagamini is a beautiful description to somebody who has an elegant gait. Okay. Vyaghram ma kopaya. Don't anger the tiger like that. So here when we say this, probably some cruel person is standing over there. He'll say, hey, don't provoke the tiger like that. So referring to a cruel man, do not provoke the tiger. So Vyaghram ma kopaya. So like that. Okay. So this is a kind of Atishayokti. This is more effective than simply stating. This is how our local bhasha we speak, na? Okay.
सोते हुए शेर को मत जगाओ.
हाँ. कौन सा शेर को? सोते हुए शेर को
Sleeping.
मत जगाओ. ठीक है जी. But it's more अतिशयोक्ति if they शेर को मत जगाओ. Don't need to say सोते हुए. But सोते हुए शेर को मत जगाओ is also अतिशयोक्ति. Not, you're right. It belongs there. It is just describing the state of that Vyagra. That's all. Okay. Timingalasya triptihi eva nasti. Okay. So here, though asya is there to go as a sarvanama pointer to Timingala, but Timingala is presented in a dominant way. Okay. This whale is never satisfied. So this is not really to identify any vidheka bhava is not there in this whale. It is more to use the dushana of a whale to that person, because a whale, in fact, you see the word Timingila, Kshamyatam. Timingila Shabda means this dhatu that is involved here is swallowing, something like that. Okay. So Timi is actually fish type of some meaning is there for Timi, I think. So that which eats other fish in lots of quantities, something like that is the construct for Timingala. As far as I remember vaguely, I may be wrong. But so
Telugu mingestaru, swallow.
Is there in Telugu?
Mingestaru means they will swallow you.
That's what. Looks like Telugu has retained the dhatu almost in a pure form. Interesting. Okay, but anyway, Gala Shabda is also involved there, so that Gala means throat. So there is something involved in all that. Okay, Gilati. Gilati is the dhatu, I think. Okay. So, referring to a person who accepts bribes, we say this whale is never satisfied. Timingilasya triptihi eva nasti. Asya doesn't change anything here because it's not a vidheka bhava. You can just say Timingilasya triptihi eva nasti is a little more clear for a atishayokti. Sharoyam bhavantam eva lakshikritya prayuktaha. This arrow has been targeted at you. So, in certain context, it could be in the middle of some argument, not necessarily a war. So then the Shara word is being used as an Atishayokti for Vak Bhana. Okay, not literal Bana. Though I have shown the picture as literal Bana, it is Vak Bana. The arrow in the form of words was aimed at you. Basically, before some maramari taunting happens, that is that.
Hariom, Vak Bana will be Rupaka and Shara will be Atishayokti.
Yes. Vak Bana will be Rupaka. Very good. Because Vak has been attached to the Bana. Now you are bringing the Samya, both are present. So it collapses back to Rupaka. Whereas Sharoyam is Atishayokti. Or Banoyam. Like that. Maybe Banoyam instead of Sharoyam. Okay. Karnena Dattam Etat. I think you guys are catching on very nicely. Karnena Dattam Etat. Referring to the benevolent man. Oh, this was given by Karna. It means some Danashura has given this. Okay. So Karna, who is the epitome of Danashauryatvam, so he himself is brought in the place of Danashurena Tat Purushena Etam Dattam Asti, Etat Dattam Asti, something like that. In that of that, say Karnena Dattam Etaditi. So this was given by Karna. So that's it. Poor fellow, Karna. But he also deserved what he got, because I have seen his characterization as a not so poor fellow in places where he did misbehave. Directly when Draupadi's Vastrapahara was taking place, he was badly involved. Arthantaranyasah Samanyena Vishishtasya Samarthanam. So this Lakshana Katana is very important. So what all we saw, Upamalankara earlier we saw Upamana, Upameya, Sadharana Dharma api Upamavachakanam Prayogaha. वाचकानां प्रयोगः एकस्मिन्नेव पदे वाक्ये तत्र उपमानालङ्कारः Upaman, basically the Lakshana Katana is Upama Sadrishya Lakshmi, like that. Upama is a Lakshmi of Sadrishya, something like that is used. Some Atishayukti is used for describing Upamana. Anyway, then Uparupakalankara, Upaman Upameyoho Samyam. Okay, no need to again say Rupakalankara. Then Upameyasya Upamanenaiva Sthapanam Atishayokti. Atra Arthantaranyasa iti Nutanam. Arthantaranyase tu, as you know, Artha, Antara, Nyasa. Nyasa means to embed. Antara means by another, by a gap or another, like that. And Artha being meaning. So some construct is really legal due to some reason we will understand next. But what is the thing? Samanyena Vishishtasya Samarthanam. By a generic statement, if you defend a specific example, right, then that is called Arthantaranyasa. Okay, look at this example. When a particular statement is justified by a general statement, the general statement will be very broad and high level. That is true. But still, it is still a generic statement. Okay, whereas the other one is a specific statement to a context. Or vice versa. See, read this. That means not necessarily in that order. It may be that general statement is being justified by an example which is a particular statement. That's also Arthantaranyasa. We don't have to, what you call, penny pinch, saying this is defining that or that is defining this. No. Both are mutually supporting each other is how we can take the bhava, regardless of the order in which they come. But in some places it will be very obvious, because rhetorical question, like in the example we are going to read next, will mean this is being used as a support for the particular statement. So the particular statement is Hanuman Abdim Atarat. A very lame statement here. Hanuman jumped across the ocean. Okay, cross the ocean. Atarat is simply crossed in lung. Yeah, that's what they have literally given. So that's what Abdim Atarat. Dushkaram Kim Mahatmanam. What is impossible for great people, like that. Okay, that statement is so ridiculous, right? He crossed the ocean as if it was he was walking across a moat or something on land. Like that, not possible, right? So this is Kavi's, this is not exactly Kavya what we are looking at, some kind of a Gadya statement. Dushkaram Kim Mahatmanam is the beautiful coloration, Alankara, to support that Hanuman Abdim Atarat. Okay, so Hanuman crossed the ocean, what is impossible for great men. Like that. Okay, so Vishishta is what here? Hanuman Abdim Atarat. Samanya Kim Mahatmanam Dushkaram Kimapi Nasti iti Samanyam. Here a particular statement, Hanuman crossed the ocean, is justified by a general statement, what is impossible for great men. Sorry. See another example. Gunavad Jana Samsargat Yati Nichopi Gauravam Pushpamalanusangena Sutram Shirasi Dharyate. Beautiful. Okay. Gunavat Jana Samsargat Yati Nichopi Gauravam. Gunavat Janaha, a person who is a Guni, Gunavan. Gunavat Janaha, Samastapada. Okay. Tasya Samsargat. Gunavat Janasya Samsargat. Nichaha api, an inferior fellow also, doesn't mean a bad fellow, by the way, guys. Nicha should not, like I told you, simply one with a lesser capability is how you take it. Nichaha api gauravam yati. So due to the company of knowledgeable and good people, let us say good people, okay, even an ordinary person, that's how I would read Nicha here, ordinary person begets respect, because he is keeping good company, so he must know something good. Like that. Okay, fine, that is the one statement. And then you see here, Pushpamalanusangena Sutram Shirasi Dharyate. Here the Kavi has put the generic ukti first, then he has put an example. Pushpamalanusangena Sutram Shirasi Dharyate. due to the association with a garland of flowers, even the mere thread is worn upon the head, right, of lovely damsels. So here the sutra is attaining a high status of being around the neck of Lakshmi or Saraswati or whatever. Okay, normally Lakshmi, right? So due to the association with Pushpamala, which is like Gunavajjana Samsarga. Okay, so you can see that this Arthantara Nyasa Vakya is not exactly like Upama. In Upama, what would have happened? Okay, Gunavajjana Samsargad Iva Pushpamala Anushangena, something like that, Iva, Piva and all would have been brought, something would have been brought. But here, basically one statement is made and another statement is made. Two statements are made without any direct, what you call explicit, not I should say direct, I should say without explicit pairing. But due to Arthantara Nyasa, we bring the pairings like this, saying, okay, this one is a generic statement, Samanya Vakyam, this is a Vishishta Vakyam, and there is a Arthantara Nyasa between them. In this case, the Samanya Vakyam came early and the Vishishta Vakyam came as a support, you can say, because it came later. Okay. So even a mean person, I think a mean person is not a good translation, let us just leave it alone, is respected. Normally this is not the way to interpret. Even a ordinary person is the correct way to interpret. Ordinary person is respected if he is in the company of meritorious people. The thread used in making a garland is put on the head. It's such a lame translation. Here a general statement, first sentence, is justified by the particular statement, the second sentence. Okay? A few more examples. See, this is better example because this is actual shloka. This kind of gadya statements are less useful than shlokas of kavis. Some are not, so we'll take it what we get. Agastyaha samudram apibat kim asadyam mahatmanam is absolutely no different from Hanuman abdim atarat. Here he flew across the ocean, there he drank the entire ocean. There is a story, no? So he drank the samudra like that. Agastyaha samudram, this is a Puranic description is there. Kim asadyam mahatmanam, what is impossible for great people, like that. Okay, so again I don't need to say too much, but the colors are important. So always the pink is or whatever the color, skin color, let's call it. The skin color is generic statement, samanyam, and vishishtam asti neelavarne. So that's special one. Example case is here. Brashtaha saha arakshakaihi grihitaha lavanam pitavan jalam pibedeva. This is more beautiful. Okay. Brashtaha saha arakshakaihi grihitaha. That thief or criminal, right? He was caught by the police or the protectors, whoever. Okay, here the generic statement is beautiful. One who has eaten salt, he will have to drink water also. Like that. We use this kind of thing in Kannada also a lot. Okay, not exactly this phrase, but things like that are used a lot. We call them our own proverbs are there. So that criminal was caught by police. One who eats salt must necessarily drink water. So more or less the second portions are like proverbs or the skin colored portions are like proverbs.
Illi Lavanam Pitavan Jalam Pibet is being supported by the first sentence, right?
Correct. But actually, that's why calling this supporting that supporting this is a bit weak argument just due to the order in which they are outlaid. They mutually support each other, and one is a Samanya and another is a Vishishta.
Okay.
That's much we will say. I think you will agree with me. I mean, their attempt to say what is supporting what is like but mundane, because mutually they are supporting each other. One is an example, another is a derivation from that example, a generic derivation from that example. Okay, but yes, in the end what comes later is supporting what comes earlier. in a weak sense. Yeah. Janakaha ashtavakram satkritavan mahatmanah kalu gunagrahinah. So the Janaka, the king, he offered hospitality. Satkara means all that, arghya, padya, upaveshana, puja, etc. So ashtavakram satkritavan. So he gave all the respects to Ashtavakra. So obviously he is not giving respect to him because this Ashtavakra looks great and his Ajanubahu is his looks are the ones that glamorizes him, etc. He is exact opposite. He is a kubja with all kinds of vikara, etc. Okay, but Satkara is due to him. What? Because Janaka is not looking at him physically. He is looking at his panditya. So that's what. Okay, Mahatmanah kalu gunagrahinah. Okay, aren't the great people who are attributed with their qualities rather than their appearances, is the interpretation here. Let's second part. Janaka extended his hospitality to Ashtavakra. After all, great people appreciate the merit of others. Oh, okay. Mahatmanaha here refers to Janaka part. That's what they are interpreting. But I would also take my interpretation of Bahuvrihi explanation for Gunagrahinaha also is possible. Mahatmanaha khalu Gunagrahinaha bhavitum arhanti. Aren't great people are the ones who are to be attributed with their, grabbed with their good attributes by others. See here Mahatmana has been taken to Janaka type of people. Okay, as if he is the one who is doing gunagrahana of the Ashtavakra like fellows who don't have physical greatness but mental greatness. Okay, both are okay there. They have taken the other interpretation. I took the interpretation of Mahatmanaha as the types of Ashtavakras. Ashtavakra types.
Mahodaya, Gunagrahinah, which samasa?
Gunena gunagrahi or something, grahin shabda. Okay, grahin shabda nakaranta and pratama ekavachana is grahi. Gunena yaha grahi asti gunagrahi.
Tritiya tatpurusha.
Yeah, in that sense. Okay, but gunena grahitum arhati yaha, if you take little extension, there is it is a kind of tritiya tatpurusha, but we are calling somebody else gunagrahi here, not the grahi itself. Grahi pada referring to the Janakas.
ಮಹೋದಯ ಮಹೋದಯ ಗುಣಗ್ರಾಹಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಹೋದಯ?
ಗುಣಗ್ರಾಹಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ known through his gunas. Grahana here means not to grab, to mean to perceive in that sense. Okay. Grahana is in the sense of perceiving, knowing sense. Okay, gunagrahi is one who is known for his quality, not for other things, not by other things.
Does grahana have two meanings?
Grahana means to grab, no? So grabbing can happen with actual hand, then it is grabbing. If it happens through eyes, it is knowledge gathering.
Is it like he can identify the qualities of others, something identification?
Here if you take Mahatmanah as the Bahuvachana of Janaka Sadrishaha, okay, if you take Mahatmanah as Bahuvachana form of Janaka Sadrishaha, then the Gunagrahitva is attributed to Janakas. The grahitva itself is whatever is the correct term for grahitva, grahanatva maybe. The grahanatva is being attributed, just quiet. Grahanatva is being attributed to Janaka Sadrishas or Mahatmas. Okay, if you take Mahatmas as Ashtavakras, which is also possible, they are also Mahatmas. So Mahatmanaha Ashtavakra Sadrisha Panditaha Khalu Gunagrahinaha, known through their gunas, that sense of gunagrahina. Okay.
Mahodaya, again coming back to gunagrahinaha, can we say gunam grihnati iti gunagrahinaha upapada samasa?
Bahuvachana only stated. So गुणानि गृह्णन्ति इति गुणग्राहिणः इति वा प्रायः शक्यते. Grahi, if you take Grahi, which is the Pratipadika there, Grahi is an independent Pratipadika. Don't need support of anything to exist. Okay. So, just like Karta, there is a Grahi version. Okay. One who grabs is a Grahi. Okay. So, that Grahin Shabda. Then you don't need all that things. Gune, if it is one who knows the gunas. Gunasya grahi. Gunasya grahi is Janaka Sadrisha. Gunena grahi is Ashtavakra Sadrisha. Okay?
I think one who has acquired the gunas.
Yeah. See, Gunena grahi is one who is known with his gunas. Okay? That is one. And Gunanam grahi is Janaka. Gunanam, sorry, not Gunena. Gunanam grahi Janakaha. Okay. Gunena grahiyaha saha Ashtavakra Sadrishaha. One who is known by his guna. Little here and there. Okay. Maybe I should write it down. I will see if I can put it down in clear text in the WhatsApp group, so that we can take both interpretation of the second half. They have chosen a tough one and they have taken one interpretation without mentioning the other possibility there. Okay. So actually, you know what? I would say this. When we look at the sentence Janaka gave Satkara to Ashtavakra, who is the highlight is the question that comes to my mind. For me, the immediate highlight was not Janaka. The highlight was Ashtavakra. So since highlight was Ashtavakra, I wanted to focus the second sentence to see if it fits Ashtavakra types. For me, it fits. Ashtavakra types, aren't they the ones who are to be known through their gunas? And the other, those who think Janaka's Satkara is the highlight here, not so much Ashtavakra's other things, then we should appreciate Janaka through this ukti. Then you can say Janaka Sadrisha Mahatmanaha Gunanam Grahinah Kalu. Like that. Huh? Okay? Am I clear?
Yes.
ठीक है. So let us move on. बहुनाप्यसाराणाम संहतिः कार्यसाधिका तृणैरारभ्यते रज्जुः तया नागोपि बध्यते. अप्पा. बहुनाप्यसाराणाम. Okay, little tough. बहुनाप्यसाराणाम संहतिः कार्यसाधिका तृणैरारभ्यते रज्जुः तया नागोपि बध्यते. Okay. Bahunam, after a lot of things. Api, also. Asaranam, those without a sara. Nai samasa. Saraha, asaraha. Tesham asaranam. Okay. So saraha means the essence, which means strength, core strength, something like that. Asaranam. So a lot of weak things which don't have a lot of strength individually, samhatihi, gathering together, karya sadhika bhavati. Samhati being strilinga, they said karya sadhika. So bahunam api asaranam samhatihi karya sadhika bhavati. Okay, statement. But this is a very generic statement. You can even see. It's not giving any quotation of an example. So this is to have the skin coloration, orange coloration. So bahunam api asaranam samhati karya sadhika. Atra kim idanim trinaihi arabhyate rajjuhu taya nagopi bhadyate. The beginning of a rope is in the reeds of grasses. Trina, straw. Okay. It starts as a mere straw which can be just like that broken. Okay. But with that beginning, a rajju is able to even control a elephant. Nagaha is a paryaya pada for elephant, not just for snakes. Okay, nobody will try to tie a naga with a rope, so it is elephant in the context. So taya rajjuna nagaha api bhadyate. Rajjuhu strilinga pada is known from taya. Yes, Varya.
Sir, just on so there's like one small doubt. Why this like sanghati is in ekvachan? Just should it be in bahuvachan or?
Why samhati should be in bahuvachana? Matihi
Because
shabda. Let us take matihi shabda. Matihi, mati, matayah. Matihi is strilinga ekavachana pratama.
Because here like this is in plural. Plural bahunam.
Bahunam is in plural. Saranam is in plural, but the collection of them is singular.
Okay.
See, trinaihi, lots of straws. Arabhyate rajjuhu ekavachana.
Okay.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Good doubts to have. I am glad I like the vocal way in which this class is going. It might mean more time, but it will mean more understanding, which is more important. Me finishing the syllabus is hardly the target. Okay, so this is beautiful. I'll read it again. Bahunapya asaranam samhati karya sadhika trinair arabhyate rajjuhu taya nagopi badhyate. I like this. Okay. Nidhi praptya nirdanaha dhanikaha abhut daivam anukulam chet kimna sadhyate. This doesn't look like in any meter. Anyway, nidhi praptya nirdanaha dhanikaha abhut. Definitely kavis don't write like this. Daivam anukulam chet kimna sadhyate. This looks like part of a verse. Anyway, nidhi praptya, by obtaining a nidhi. Nidhi praptihi nidhi praptya strilinga, but anyway, that is just immaterial in the end probably. Nirdanaha api dhanikaha abhavat abhut. Okay, so even a poor fellow became a rich by obtaining a some nidhi. That means something that accidentally comes to his possession by digging his floor or whatever. Daivam anukulam chet kimna sadhyate. If the desire of the how do you say daivam? We say paurusham daivam, like that
fate, sir, fate, destiny.
Fate or destiny, yeah. Or if the will of the Lord, in the sense, in will of the God. Okay. If the will of
Grace of God.
Grace of God. Oh, thanks. Grace of God is in your favor. What will not be achieved, like that. Okay. What is not possible, like that. Okay. Daivam anukulam chet kimna sadhyate. So here again we can see that one is a specific statement of nidhi prapti by some nirdana. Another is a very, very generic statement about a matter of divine luck. The poor man became rich because he found a treasure. If luck is favorable, anything is possible. Literally, why it's not possible? Okay. Alright, I think of all these, only couple were great. This whatever was a verse we like more. This one was great, Ganavajana, and then this was also great, Bhuhana Pyasarana. Others were lame sentences, but Alankara is very clear. Okay, I think we got Arthantara Nyasa. It's probably easy to identify now, and whole verse is needed to tell. You can't jump into conclusions with one or two words. Okay.
Mahodaya.
Yes, Varya.
In this Arthantara Nyasaha, that second sentence, Vishesha sentence, is almost like Sukti Bhavanti Kalu.
Correct. I almost, they are all like Suktis, or you can say proverbs, like that.
Yes.
Some of them we can put in the Sukti category. Lavanam pitavan jalam pibedeva, and then give a lot of Vyakhyana. At that time, maybe we can bring some nice verses where Kavis use it. And I also liked the power of Sanskritam, where this Mahatmanah Kalu Gunagrahinaha, how we can easily adapt it both to Janaka types and Ashtavakra types in the context by thinking slightly differently. Okay.
Sir, sir, I have, there is one example. I just want to read it and ask if this is in the same category. That is, this sentence is, Ekada na vigrinyad bahudraja bhi ghatinaha.
No, slowly.
Okay. Ekada na vigrinyad bahut raja bhi ghatinaha. Do not fight with all, the Raja should not fight with all his enemies at once. Sadorpopyuragaha kiter bahubhir nashyate dhruvam. Even many insects together will kill a proud serpent.
That is a wonderful Arthantara Nyasa only. Except you can say both were little bit of example type, but you can say because Raja is a generic class. Okay, so since we are talking some kind of Niti Shastra Bodha there, and the first statement is the generic and the second statement is a example.
Same category then.
Yes. It's a wonderful example of Arthantara Nyasa. What you read.
Okay, sir. This is from
Hitopadesha.
Yes, sir.
Both Panchatantra and Hitopadesha, which is literally, even the Kavi says it is based on Panchatantra, my work. Wonderful. Source of Subhashitas.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now, having learnt Arthantara Nyasa also, they are running through lot of Alankaras. Oh my God. So, Shlesha Alankaraha. Let us attack this also today. Okay. How can we give up on these wonderful tempting pictures? Shlesha Alankaraha, pan. See, everywhere they have identified a corresponding English title for such things. Okay, pan. Pan is a play with words, no? So that's what play with words is there in Shlesha. Ekasyaiva padasya arthadvayam tad adhikam va yadi tatra shleshaha. I like this some kind of rough Sanskrit Lakshana Kathana because it's easier to remember. That's why our Sutra Parampara. Why Sutra Parampara is great is because with a very small, tiny couple of words, an entire description becomes triggered in our head. Like Iko, Yanachi, Taka, immediately, all the process of Yanasandhi comes to my head. I don't need more than that. It's like a formulaic way of describing an entire collection of rules applicable to arrive at a particular aspect. So that's why the sutras are great. So that's why the Lakshana Katana, this one is not such a nice sutras text, but at least still good enough. Ekasyaiva padasya arthadvayam tadadikam va yadi tatra shleshaha. If one word has two or more meanings, there we say shlesha happened. Pan was occurring. Okay, if a word in a sentence is capable of yielding more than one meaning, see, they are very careful, more than one meaning, not necessarily just two. In the same context, okay, it is called Shlesha Alankara. In the same context means in the same sentence, in that sense. Okay, alright. So let us examples of the Shlesha Alankara. Kadambari rasas jnanam aharopi na rochate. Kadambari rasajnanam aharopi na rochate. So Rasagnaha is the part here. Rasagnaha. Okay. One who knows the rasa. Okay. Rasajnanam is a vibhakti application of that, of the rasagnyas. Those who know the rasa. Those who understand the rasa. What rasa? Kadambari iti rasaha. Kadambari rasagnaha tesham rasajnanam. Okay. Aharaha api norochate. Those who know the taste of Kadambari will not even desire for food. Okay, this is the literal thing. Now we have to understand, delve into the world of Sanskritam to see what could be the interpretations for this Kadambari. It is not our Kannada Kadambari, which means a novel by Bhairappa, S.L. Bhairappa. No, not that. That probably is derived from this Kadambari, but this original meaning of the Kadambari here is the work of Bana. Okay, for one part is the work of Bana. Bana wrote a famous this thing, Gadya Kavya called Kadambari. Okay, a very tough Gadya Kavya. He uses massive samasas there. Okay, and it takes one entire class to break one samasa like that. He has worked on it. Anyway, so sometimes it is too much. Anyway, a famous work of Bana, do not want even food. They will forget food like that. Okay, here the word Kadambari has another meaning, liquor. Okay, so the sentence also means those who taste liquor do not like food. They forget to have food or something like that. Okay, there is a shlesha here. Kadambari rasajnanam aharopi narochate. I don't know how it comes to become alcohol. The meaning liquor comes from Kadambari. Ambara is like a liquid water. So maybe some derivation from that. Kadambara, Kadambari, Strilinga has been assigned. Maybe. I have to check the genesis. Okay. Maghe gatam vayaha. They are sticking to Kavya Prapancha. Maghe gatam vayaha. Okay. So here
Maghe
Kshamyatam Varye. You cannot have duplication because then it won't be Shlesha also. So Maghe gatam vayaha. My bad. So in Magha and in Megha the life was lost. Gatam vaya means we aged like that. Okay. So in pursuit of Magha and in pursuit of Megha we lost our we grew old, something like that. Okay, so here Magha means the month called Magha. Okay, there is a Magha, one of the names of one of the months, right? Magha. Okay, and then the work of poet Magha. Okay, so Magha is also a Kavi, so his work can also be called Magha. So Maghe, in the work of Magha, or in the creations of Magha. Megha means cloud, and the work of Kalidasa, Meghadutam. Okay, so one of the first Duta Kavyas. Okay, so what is a Duta Kavya? Where actually there is a guy who has lost his Priya, or a person has lost his dear one, and he is doing is trying to send a message to his or her partner through some agent. That agent is the Duta. So in Meghaduta, the cloud is the agent for the Yaksha who has been banished for a year by Kubera because of some wrong thing that he did. Okay, all right. So Meghadutam. So in Magha's creation and in Kalidasa's Meghadutam, we lost many years like that. Okay. So this kind of Udgara. So here both Magha Shabda and Megha Shabda are having Shleshas. Okay. See, that's what will be emerging next. Vayaha means bird and lifespan. Okay. So Magha is the month and work of poet Magha. Megha is cloud and work of Kalidasa. Meghaduta, short form is Megha. Vayaha is also, that's why it's also in bold, means bird. Okay, Vayasaha is used quite commonly. So Vayaha is, and also lifespan, which is the immediate interpretation we did. Okay, so the sentence conveys these two potential meanings, probably more combinations, but I think one set belongs in one type, another set belongs in another type of sentence. That's why they're collected like that. A bird passed through the cloud in the month of Magha. Very lame. So Vayaha Meghe Magha Samvatsare Magha Mase Meghe Vayaha Pakshihi Gatam. Okay, maybe Vayaha has to be Napumsaka to do Gatam. So I don't know how that fits there. Maybe it is Napumsaka. Okay, right. Now the other side, it is actual Kavi Magha's work and actual Kalidasa's work, and Vaya is age, and Gatam is it's went for us, the reader. Whole life was spent in the study of Magha Kavya and Meghaduta Kavya. This was easily grasped by us. The first one is difficult because the Magha we know easily, but Megha as a cloud also we know, right? Probably the first thing that comes here is cloud, not Kalidasa's work, and Vayaha first thing that comes is age. Okay. All right. Some more examples for pan Shleshaha are as follows. Okay, a few more minutes I will take and we'll finish this screen before we call it a day. Sarvado Madhavaha Rakshatu. Okay, Sarvado Madhavaha can be split as Sarvada Umadavaha. Sarvado Madhavaha. If you don't have space, Sarvado Madhavaha, Sarvada Umadavaha. Okay, when it means may the Lord of Uma, Sarvada, always, Umadavaha, the Lord of Uma, which is basically Shiva, protect you, Rakshatu, Bhavantam Rakshatu, Tvam Rakshatu, like that. When split as Sarvadaha, the way it is shown here, Sarvadaha Madhavaha, the meaning will be may Madhava Vishnu, the Lord of Lakshmi, Madhavaha. Again, Ma here is Lakshmi instead of Parvati. So Ma is a allegory to both Lakshmi and Parvati, depending on if you are Shaivite orientation or Vaishnavite orientation. If you have dual, you can take both meanings. So Madhavaha here is Vishnu, and Sarvadaha, one who gives everything. Okay. Sarvada Madhava Rakshatu, Sarvadaha Madhava.
How did it become Sarvada Umadavaha?
See, Uma, you remove the space, right? Let us say you remove the space. Let us say in the olden text, the space was not even being deployed. Everything used to be written like that in Tadapatra. Suppose you wrote like that, okay, Sarvado Madhavaha, you can get a Guna Sandhi. A with Ukara, Sarvado. So U can be extracted back, or if you just don't do that, Sarvadaha, if you take it as Utva of Visarga, Sarvadaha, and then Makara is a soft Vyanjana, so Utva is possible for the Harasva Akara followed by Visarga. So Sarvadaha Madhavaha. That here Madhava is Vishnu. Umadavaha, actually technically in my mind Madhava is sufficient to call for Shiva also, because Ma is a generic name to mother, which is generic name to the goddess that you put your faith in. So that's okay. Uma is much explicit. Okay, Umadavaha is much more explicit way of calling reference to Shiva. That's what they have done. Okay. Rather than take two different interpretations of Madhava, they have taken a slight split difference. So here the Shlesha Alankara is for this Sarvado Madhava as a collective. Okay, Sarvado Madhava as a collective is just like that, not having two meanings. It is having two meanings because we choose to split the Sandhi slightly differently. Right? That brings the two interpretations. It's a play with taking two different meanings, but here with subtle difference in how we do the Sandhi Vichedana. But if you forget the Sandhi Vichedana, as a collective, Sarvado Madhavaha was the reading there for the twin word. Okay. Then Raja Mrudulaihi Karaihi Jananam Hrudayam Harati. So Raja Mrudulaihi Karaihi, with his soft hands, like that. So there is a pun on the words Raja and Karaihi. Though Mrudulaihi is also highlighted, they are only taking Raja and Karaihi. Let us see further. Thus the sentence is, okay, what it simply means in a very literal sense, what it tells us: the king with his soft hands, he wins the heart, wins. Harati means steals, but it's in the sense of wins. He steals the heart of the people. That means he wins the heart of the people. Okay, so now let us see what is this further meaning that is not so apparent to our ordinary brains. Thus the sentence is capable of yielding two meanings. The moon Raja, okay, with gentle rays, Mrudulaihi Karaihi. The Kara Shabda is used in the sense of Kirana also. Okay, so Kara Shabda is used in the sense of rays also, as also hands. Okay, so Mrudulaihi Karaihi Jananam Hrudayam Harati. So one interpretation is the moon as as the one with his soft rays rather than the harsh rays of the sun. On the soft rays, the moon steals the heart of people. He is known as the one of the agents for love to be born, right? Yeah. Okay, the king captivates the heart of people by levying less taxes. Oh, I like this. I took the meaning of heart. Here the kara shabda has been taken as tax. Okay, so this is another interpretation of kara. It's hand of the government on you. Tax. Okay, mrudulaihi karaihi, by applying soft taxes, which means less taxes. So this particular king, he reduced the king's portion that he got from the people's work. So he won the heart of the people. Okay, he must have had otherwise some money. Okay, this I had forgotten. This is what mrudulaihi karaihi means. Okay, so here the word raja as the moon, like that. So normally I also took a third interpretations. King with his soft hands. What I took the meaning, karaihi nobody uses, karadvayam eva bhavati, parantu svikurmaha bahuvachane. Yadi bahuvachane kara shabdam hasta shabdena paryayatvam kurmaha, tarhi with his soft hands in the sense of with his graceful hands means dana shilata asti asya ityasmin arte api svikaraha. So we can take a third shlesha in my mind, which is the first one I arrived at as the meaning. Okay, interesting. Okay, so where was the time? Okay, 10 minutes exceeded. So all right, so let us do the what is there next? Okay, I think we should finish. Neelakanto virajate. Neelakantaha virajate. I think this came in the class sometime back. I think I don't know whether a person is there. Devvarya, I think, was the one who brought this. So Neelakantaha virajate. Okay, so Neelakanta, Kanta is throat, Neela is blue. So the blue throat Rajate means shines over there. Okay, rules or shines, that sense is there for Virajate. Okay, Lord Shiva, whose neck is blue on account of poison that he has drunk from Samudra Mantana. Lavanya is very, very liking to draw pictures. I think I forgot to stop all these activities and she is drawing things. Okay, no problem, ignore her work. Okay, so Lord Shiva, whose neck is blue on account of poison he has drunk, is shining. Okay, I don't think I can clear it. I have to go to the this thing to clear it. Doesn't matter, we'll ignore it more. So Lord Shiva, whose neck is blue on account of poison he has drunk, is shining. The other interpretation is peacock, Neelakantaha, whose neck is literally blue, is looking beautiful. So Neelakantaha virajate, like that. So one is Mayura, another is Shiva. Okay, so this is very common to see that. Vriddhim kova na vanchati, who doesn't desire prosperity, like that. Growth, prosperity. Who does not want growth? Who does not want interest? Okay. Kara was tax, vriddhi is interest, because it's the vardhana of your money. Okay, I think Lavanya must be struggling with her mobile and is not knowing what she's doing. Poor thing is drawing all over the screen. Okay, who does not want interest? Vriddhi. Okay, so obviously everybody wants to invest and make money from it for free. Okay, Madhavam sevate lokaha. People worship Madhava Vishnu. People like spring. Madhava is also actually this is a Vedic name for Vasanta Rutu. Madhu and Madhava are the 2 months of Vasanta Rutu. In Vedic what you call Jyotishyam. Vedanga Jyotishe, Madhu, Madhava are the names of the 2 months of Vasanta Rutu, and either of those can also mean Vasanta Rutu. So Madhavaha sevate lokaha. Madhavam sevate lokaha means Lord Vishnu is worshipped by the world, or people desire or enjoy the month of Vasanta Rutu. So Sevate can be in the sense of worship, or it can be the sense of desiring. Sevan of Hindi is also similarly, no? Madavaha Vasanta Rutu, parallel. Okay, with that we will conclude today's class. So just a few more minutes I will take. How to clear this? I think I go to annotate and clear. Got it. Yeah, that was it actually. Okay. Alright. So cross it out. So this one I would like to just point out. You know, we are only encountering a few examples of alankaras. Upama, Rupaka, Atishayokti, maybe Drishtanta is coming ahead, Shlesha, few other things we have seen. There are actually, according to this particular more recent Lakshana Kathana Grantha or Alankara Shastra Grantha called Alankara Maniharaha, scripted by Sri Krishna Brahma Tantra Parakala Swami. Parakala Matha is a matha in the Ashraya of Mysuru kingdoms. So within the past maybe not more than a century ago, this great man would have done this work. Rajashraya was still there in Mysore at that time. Lakshana Shlokaha etena, he is the guy, he is the Guru Varya. So Parakala Matha Swami he is. So we don't anymore have mathas with such knowledgeable people in the leadership position. So atra kechana eva ubudahkrutaha santi tasya kavyasya. He has penned down this Lakshana Grantha of Alankara. So for example, he starts like this: Udbhuta bhati samya shri rubayor yatra sopama vakyarthopaskarakam yat sadrishyam charu sopama. Two lakshanas of upama he has given. Charu shabda, you see, charvak. Okay. So Samya Shrihi Ubayoho Yatra Udbhuta iti bhati Tatra sa Upama iti katyate. Where we see similarity generated by some descriptions, we say there is Upama. Ya Charu Manorama. Ya Charu Manoramam Sadrishyam Vakyarte Upaskarakam Bhavati Sa Upama Bhavati. So two ways he has described Upama Alankara. Then he goes into classification. This is how they write Sahitya Shastra. Alankara Shastra is like this. See, Purna, I will read the Purna Luptetyalankara Tattva Jnai Sad Vidodita Upamanam Chopameyam Dharmo Vachakamityadaha. Okay, Purna Lupta iti Alankara Tattvajnaihi Sa Dvida Udita Asti Upama. Upamanam Upameyam Sadharana Dharmaha Upama Vachakam cha iti Adaha Paroksha Bhutam Chatushtayam. We have to continue. So this is how they are describing how the Kavya itself is used to describe the Shastra is some brilliance of Samskritam. And many times those Kavya will embed the Alankara also. That kind of thing they do. Same Alankara would have been embedded there. But then interestingly, what I found is this particular Guruvarya in his Grantha, he says the Luptopama are of 8 types. When that element is absent, when this element is absent, when those two elements are absent, when these two elements are absent, etc. Except luckily he doesn't have a category where all 4 are absent. Okay, so very little bit what you call too much detail, frankly. But they used to be scientific like that, wanted to classify and understand it thoroughly like that. So that's how he has put verses after verses describing different types of Luptopamas. Okay, so, and in his particular Alankara Maniharaha, he has described 121 Alankaras. Okay. So maybe he has described all of them. Generally 121 is a number. Can you imagine? We guys are only studying 4 or 5 or something. But my Guruvarya also says some of these are very borderline. It is better to just call them Upama etc. and rather than go and kind of break down into the trenches and try to identify the classification. Okay. Yeah. So Bharata, Natya Shastra is the first place where these alankaras are described. Then Bamaha's Kavya Alankara is a great grantha. Right now, every day evening, my Guru Varya is going through this work. Dandi Kavyadarsha is the next. He is having a lot of weight. Dandi is quoted as the major classifier of Kavya Shastra. Then Abhinava Gupta, Kashmir Deshiyah, Abhinava Bharati iti Kavya Shastrasya Grantham, Alankara Shastrasya Grantham iti va vaktum shaknumaha. Mammata is another famous guy, Kavya Prakashaha. Then Appaya Dikshitaha. This person, Appaya Dikshita, is a Purvaja of my Guru Varya. Okay, he is again from 4 centuries ago, from the late Chola during the Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, Appaya Dikshita. Kuvalaya Anandaha is written by him. So, and then we see here right in front, Alankara Maniharaha, as recently as 100 years ago in a photographable era, there is a person who has done some wonderful work. So, there is the Sahitya Kshetra is rich with these kind of Lakshana Granthas, Alankara Granthas, etc., where they tell what all the different possibilities are, so that when Kavis gain expertise, they can exactly embed such qualities in their Kavya. Okay. So with this we'll call it a day, and we will continue tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Thank you very much.
Mahodaya, can I just add something? Since we were doing Slesha, this Naishadiya Charitam that we are studying, Sri Harsha, in that when Nala goes to marry Damayanti, the 4 gods go there, Yama, Agni and 2 others.
Yes.
So then Saraswati, and they all take the form of Nala and sit down there, so to confuse her. So Saraswati goes there and she describes each one of them to Damayanti, and the description fits both that particular god as well as Nala. So I think there are 4 or 5 verses of Shlesha in that, very beautiful one.
Oh, is that so nice? So when she describes Nala, she can't do that. So what does she do?
I can't remember now.
Okay. It's a challenge for us to go look it up. Very
what
nice.
I was studying.
So she can't anymore use that Alankara for Nala himself. So I think cleverly she is hinting the truth to Damayanti. Okay, nice. Thanks for that insight, Bhagini. Okay, so we will call it a day, guys. See you all.
धन्यवाद महोदय.
Namaste.
धन्यवाद.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. Sarvebhyah.
Recording